Inspiring. Innovation is key to the future industry.
Things in a world of the structural engineer, which is the shrinkage in both early edge and long term.
Trying to reduce our carbon emissions in construction.
That's the biggest question for all design companies.
Everybody wants to go home safe.
I believe with no doubt that establishing, maintaining and boosting trust, synergical collaboration.
Once you start to deliver and you see the results of your work and you are proud of that result, that makes you really happy.
Fernando, it's a pleasure to be here at NOVO. I've seen you and met you in Riga. Tell me about yourself, your role here at NOVO, but also a little bit about your past experience.
Fernando Sosa. I'm from Puerto Rico, which is an island in the Caribbean. I started in construction after college. So I worked for a big EPC company in the United States called Fluor. Worked a lot in quality side and project management, and then spent around 8 years in project controls. After Fluor, I traveled the world with Fluor. I went from Puerto Rico to the US, from the US to the Caribbean, again in Dominican Republic, and then down to South America to do mining and metals. Then I rejoined into the US with oil and gas, and then I started with Tesla. So spent 8 years in Tesla. I was with Tesla when we built the first Gigafactory. We kicked up Model 3. So I guess that after 6 years in Tesla, I joined NOVO Energy here in Sweden, and now I am the VP of Facility and EPC for NOVO Energy.
With your global EPC experience, what makes the NOVO Gigafactory here in Gothenburg one of the most complex and ambitious projects that you've worked on?
NOVO Energy is a startup company, which means that there is no processes, there are no systems, there is no people. So going from being the first hire to the company to having to build around an EPC structure to execute such a massive project, I think that's what makes it really ambitious and complicated. It's super challenging. Like you need to first make sure that you can get the structure right, that you can find the resources, that you can get the tools in place and processes in place on time. Also to include the people as you start joining and turning into this path. So you have to modify yourself with each phase. And so one person goes from doing a specific job title, and then he has to move into a new job title. So it's very demanding when it comes to resources and execution and keeping everything organized.
So what kind of systems or decisions have helped you keep the speed and quality aligned across all phases?
I would say that the first thing that we focused on was project controls tools. So making sure that we had the proper tool to manage our timeline, the proper tools to manage our cost and budgets, change management, risk management, and the proper tool to manage the documentation. Focusing on bringing in those tools and putting the right processes in place on how we would manage each one of these events was really key to maintaining this on time.
What do you mean that we have full visibility?
We have a fully integrated schedule that is not dedicated to construction, it's dedicated to the operations of the facility. So we are focusing on the production of what our end goal is, which is to make batteries. At the same time, I had full visibility on our cost. So we have a distribution of our budgets, we have our commitments to our vendors, and we can track based on the progress of our vendors and our change management, where we stand when it comes to cost. And then at the same time, we have full visibility of how our communication with everybody is going within document tracking. Do we have the proper documentation shared throughout all the available stakeholders? So having those three visibility in place, that's what I like, that makes for a successful execution.
Right. And you're not just building a plant, you're building future operations. How do you engineer for both immediate function and long-term adaptability?
I think the first key to getting into this is having the full team in place early on in the project. So having access to the operations director, having access to the quality maintenance team, quality management team, as future operations, having access to all those end users of the factory are key to making the right design decisions. So we implemented together with them processes so that we can have discussions around our design decisions that were joint discussions and joint decisions. This way we ensure that everybody's considerations and that the future operability of this facility was included within our first design.
When you look at the project today, what stands out as, say, a key decision or a milestone that helped NOVO balance scale, future flexibility, and also the environmental impact?
The mission of the company, I think it's what's key, transforming Volvo into the EV market, as well as bringing in like what we wanted to call the more sustainable cell battery made in Europe. I guess that once you have a mission in place that motivates the resources to focus on those things, then it's much more easier to develop processes around making these decisions. Motivated resources, we included construction, so we made sure that construction was focused on the sustainability. So either from ensuring that during our procurement we had EPD for each product that we bought for construction, or as well as like discussing during our sourcing committees what sustainable, environmental friendly options we had. Obviously for cost or not for cost, because one of our main goals was to not only be a sustainable factory for the future as EV industry, but also to illustrate that you can be sustainable in every phase of your execution. So we wanted to go beyond what is construction standards when we built this facility.
And I think that leads very well into our next question. You've attended PrīmX's full-scale test, and what did that hands-on experience or seeing it with your own eyes reveal about the capabilities, and also how has it supported your delivery goals?
Participating in the full-scale test with PrīmX actually was really inspiring. Innovation is key to the future industry, and being able to collaborate with a partner that is focusing on concrete, which to me is a minor topic when I go into construction, but it became such an eye-opening that this company was pushing the standards of innovation towards sustainability, towards like a better, cleaner execution of concrete, which is one of the most impactful to our environment. So working with partners that align within this mentality was really key and inspiring to me and my team.
One area in which I know that NOVO Energy does not take risks is regarding health and safety, and you've got a fantastic record of that on this project. What would you say, what is the foundation of success for that?
Most of our team has a EPC background or a construction background. In construction, doesn't matter in which part of the world, I feel that the key goal is to have zero incidents. We want people to be able to go back to their home as they came into work. How we took it to the next stage here in NOVO is that we brought the responsibility of site safety into NOVO. So we do require all our vendors or all our service providers to have a safety representative on site, but the safety supervision belongs to NOVO. So I'm happy that we met our 1 million working hours with zero accidents.
And with that, what is maybe one aspect of your time working on this project where you've said, this is why I'm here. This is what makes me, what motivates me in the mornings.
Seeing the result of what we've accomplished, considering that we have built this from scratch, this design, this build, all these processes, all the execution have been built from the team. And once you start to deliver and you see the results of your work and you are proud of that result, that makes you really happy. And when you have a lot of people happy at work, you're happy to come to work too. So I guess that's basically my answer.